Hey, this is Taylor with thedailycourse.com, hanging out with Kyle of the Stiletto Formal.
Hello.
Hello. So what have you guys been up to?
A lot of writing, actually. We're finally putting out our first full length that we were recording probably early next year.
Well, it's reported that you guys have been working with Daryl Thorpe, who has produced and engineered for Outkast, Radiohead, and Beck.
Yeah.
Can you please explain how that relationship came about?
It's kind of bizarre, actually. One of my best friends growing up, his dad was Glenn Campbell, like the country dude.
Crazy.
And they had just had a home studio that they used to record in, and they hired Daryl to do a record for their kids band, and they just asked Sonny and myself to come do guest stuff on their record. Daryl and we became really good friends, and then when we were on work tour, he just gave me a call. He came to one of our shows when we went to LA, and he liked the band and wanted to make us his project. So he called us and said, like, hey, when are you recording your record? And we thought it would be in 3 months, and it ended up being like a year from then. But so we did some demos with him just to see how that went, and to kind of shop around and just see what people thought, and see how we worked together. And now we're doing the full length with him. So it's really exciting because he gets us. So it's nice.
That's awesome. Is that what you like most about working with him, or?
Yeah, well, I like that, and the fact that he's kind of out there like we are. Like he says some stuff that he's like, if we get to a roadblock in the studio, he'll be like, let's try this, and I just kind of look at him and I'm like, I think the stuff I think of is weird. You're what? Really? And then we try it, and it turns out really cool. Like some stuff that I think is like, I'll actually like laugh. But he obviously knows better than I do. So then we try it, and I'm like, this is really cool. And he's just as big of like a nerd as we are, and it's really comfortable. And he doesn't try to corral our music writing. He doesn't try to say verse chorus like other producers would. He's more like, well, can we make this jam out longer? Why do you guys stop? It's really, really comfortable.
So what are some of the major themes for this upcoming album?
We have, like, lyrically or like musically?
Well, everything.
Lyrically, it's very I kind of do this a lot, but I'm trying to do it in story form more. Write a bunch of stories, kind of a juxtaposition between modernism and postmodernism, i.e. like 1950s style movies and like modern movies, where before it's very, very find woman, fall in love, have bad guy, beat bad guy, and then now it's like movies like, Blue Velvet, or like, that was like the 70s, or movies like, I don't know, like a Tarantino style thing, where it's more, there's no real designated protagonist or like hero, or no real designated villain, or it's just more like kind of a social commentary, kind of with lyrics. And with music, we want to do a lot of classic rock, but still make it hard and have a lot of soul in it somehow. We're kind of going a lot different than we did before. Is that what you would say has changed the most musically? Especially with the member lineup changes and stuff. We finally have our member thing. It's set up. We know how each other work. We know exactly where we're going with our music. We all know what we're going for. And it's taken us a bit to get on that page with the member changes. We're on the same page, and there's just a lot of there's a lot of classic rock and soul while still trying to keep it heavy and dark. So, if that makes any sense. So you're trying to capture like just a general tone or a feeling of all of that, or? We kind of we all have a lot of eclectic tastes. Okay. And we're really trying to put all of those together, but not make it be a jumbled blend of nonsense. Like, we want it to be cohesive and if you hear two very drastically different songs on our record, you still know what band wrote it, even if you don't know. But we want to incorporate that also. We're happy, and it's a sound that hopefully you can just attribute to our name, and that's what it is. So you think you've finally been able to like solidify a style that's completely your own? Yes, and I'm glad it's taken us this long to do it, but I think we've done it. And I might be ballsy with that statement, but I hope when people hear the record, they just think our name when they hear it. Is that what took you so long to release your album? I mean, it's been a year and a half since your last release, so. And that honestly, like, obviously, ideally, after an EP, you want to release a record before that. Member changes, it threw a wrench in it, but we could have rushed it. We could have had studio musicians or something where just like the main four of us figured it out, and we put out a record real quick. And a lot of business stuff that came up, we could have just MacGyvered it, I guess. But we wanted to figure out where we were going. So yeah, basically the answer to that is yes. We want to figure out where. Short question, long, I guess. we wanted to figure out where we were going and then try to take that as far as we could, as opposed to stumble where we're going. And I guess, you know, your first album's like, once your first album comes out, then you're kind of on a timetable.
Yeah.
Until then, you're allowed to figure yourself out, I guess, in my opinion.
I mean, but throughout that, you guys have been actively touring and self-releasing all of these albums yourselves. Like, how have you managed to stay independent for so long?
A lot of kicking our own asses. A lot of day jobs, a lot of
self-discipline?
Self-discipline, running into labels that you don't want to work with and thinking I'd rather be broke than do what these people are telling me to do. Well, and that doesn't go for all labels. Like, if we find a family, like, I believe in the label world that does exist. And like, there are some great people in record labels, but there are also some terrible ones.
Right.
And there are some people who get, like, I just don't want to get in a situation like some of my friends are in, where they're like, why did I do that? Why didn't I? And I don't want someone to tell me what, like, maybe I'm a dick, but I don't want someone to tell me what clothes to wear, and I don't want someone to cut one of my jam outs, like, unless they have a really good, unless we discuss it.
Has touring helped you guys as far as like band development goes? Like,
oh yeah.
Because I know you guys tour. How many days out of the year? It's a ridiculous amount.
Last year I think we were gone 200 days, but we actually did 150 shows. But I think it's crucial for a band to tour on their own, or even if you find an agent really quick, but like tour and get on the road as much as possible, learn who you are, learn how to play. Because we just got done touring with Jimmy Eat World like a little bit ago.
I know, that's kind of amazing, Kyle.
It was
amazing.
It was a freaking honor. And when I got that phone call, I basically shat myself. But it was one of those things where 2 years ago, if they called me, I would have been scared that we'd make idiots of ourselves. But the thing is, I'm scared that a lot of bands don't think that.
Right.
It's like I have to share the stage with Jimmy Eat World. That means they have to play after us, and we have to not look stupid. And like, and the thing is like 2 years, like when a band's very young and they don't know, they just don't have the professionalism. Like, it's really hard to not look stupid.
So what's next for the Stiletto Formal?
Hopefully studio early next year, once we cross all our T's and dot all our I's and all that nonsense. Finally doing a full length. Finally have one song left to write. This full length's almost done. We're playing a lot of stuff. And it's very nice because we're finally coming into where we are, and then a shit ton of touring after that. Because like this year we were kind of like writing the record. I'm really glad to be back on the road. I get claustrophobic. Like before, I on the road, I'd kind of be like, oh no, I haven't been home in a while. I need to see my family and this and that. Now when I get home, I'm like, I need to go.
The road is your new home?
It seriously is. Like it's way more comfortable. It's way more comfortable.
Why?
You know, everything's changing, and little random stuff from playing dice in a hotel bathroom. It's so much. It's just like, I don't know.
Expands your worldview?
Well, I mean, not playing dice in a bathroom, but you see so many people. You meet so many people. You see so many cities, and everything's, even if you're doing the same thing every night, it's somehow different. While as here, if you're like, I end up doing the same thing, and I'm just like, all right, I really have like, 10 people I really care about to see. Right. And then after that, I'm just like, all right, I'm kind of like, nah, like I get really weirded out that like I've been gone for 3 months and now I come back and I like insert myself in this situation. I never had social anxiety until now. Now I have intense social anxiety, but only when I'm home. I don't know.
You feel kind of stagnant and complacent.
Yeah, exactly. And on tour, I get to roll dice in hotel bathrooms and have fun with that. And I don't know. It's fun. Well,
hopefully you guys will be lucky enough to catch Kyle in a hotel bathroom and roll dice with him.
Yeah.
Thank you. This has been Taylor Kim for thedailychorus.com, your daily source for new music.